Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be doing our first little bit of investigating on this van and see if we can get her going. First thing I'm going to do is trace all this wire and see if it's something simple, and that's obviously been spliced into it for something or other, so that doesn't go to anything, it's just dead. I thought maybe this end went to something, but no, someone's tapped into that wiring for something. So I've got quite a few wires which don't really go to anything at the minute. Obviously someone's been rummaging around in here as well. But the first bit of wiring is for this, so we know that's not going to do anything to stop it starting. So that wiring's just for the hands-free, doesn't really go to anything. Yeah, all that, it's not going to stop it from starting. And they don't go to anything, so we don't need to worry about them. Unless I have any trouble scanning it, of course. So that's for the hands-free. That's the microphone for the hands-free, as you can see. So I think we can go ahead and scan it straight away. So in theory, plugging this in, it should power the scanner on. And if it doesn't, it means whatever this is messing with the wiring. That's a good sign. Let's go ahead. First time turning the key. Let's see what lights we've got. Right, they're obviously faulty as well. Where's the display just gone now? Right, so the display's gone off already. Just on a global scan here. Instrument panel, no surprise there. Engine, that's what we're interested in. Oil level, that shouldn't be a problem. Undocumented code, it may be, it may not be. This one, now that is sticking with the fueling problem sort of theme, so we'll take a look into that. Turbocharger. Right, there's a few there that may very well stop it from starting. What else have we got? Right, so I'm going to go ahead and clear all of these off and see what comes back. Just on another full global scan here now. All the engine ones. One for the ABS. 2 for the airbag, and a couple of stupid ones here. So if we go back up to engine, right, let's see what we've got. An exhaust sensor, don't need to worry about that right now, I don't think. Turbo, shouldn't have to worry about that one either. This is the one that we're interested in. Controller fuel flow regulator, short circuit to earth. So this fuel pressure regulator, all it is a solenoid on the back of the pump. And the pump's driven off the belt, so it'll be down this end. You can just about see fuel rail down here. What is that? What's that bit of metal here? Snapped off something. I don't know what that is. The fork for one of the injectors is missing half of it. So again, this is probably the work of someone else. So around each injector you've got like a little fork, goes on, clamp it down, holds the injector in. And on one of them, one side of it snapped off. It doesn't look too wet down there, so that shouldn't be a problem right now. But our fuel pump, which is what we need to get access to, there's a screwdriver as well. Fuel pump's down here, so I can see throttle body coming off, fuel filter coming off. So let's start digging into it. Fuel filter's off. A couple of the induction pipes are off. Where's the wire for that? We've got a broken clip on this, so that was a bit of a pain to get off. This diesel pipe, got a kink in it. So there's already a few things that are not looking too promising. This leak off here, that's got no clip in it. You can just pull that out. And then something's been levered on the injector, so the injector's damaged. So next, get this throttle body off. So we've got one good sign here. It's all nice and tight. None of it looks like it's been off before. So that means one, it's not been messed about with, and two, no one's already investigated this problem and put one of these new solenoids on in the past. So we might be onto a winner here. 3 bolts in that way, 1 bolt in that way. Not too bad. And that's it there. That's what needs to come off. So with that regulator now off the van, I thought I'll go ahead and scan it. Originally we had 7, we cleared them, we went back down to 4. Now we're on 9. Obviously because I've got all sorts of stuff unplugged down in the engine bay. So our P0003 is still there. Short circuit to earth. But if we come up here, our fuel regulator is now open circuit, so at least we know the wiring is telling the car that that is not connected. So that's worth a punt. With this off the van, it looks alright. We're going to stick 12 volts to it now, and hopefully it doesn't do anything. So if this does work now, the next step is to start tracing the wiring. So we stick 12 volts into this now. And unfortunately, it works. So as soon as that's getting 12 volts, it's clicking, it's not struggling. As soon as you click that, it's open. So with this tested now, we're going to get underneath the van and start tracing the wiring. First time getting underneath the van. And it's quite dry for a van, to be honest. And let me show you what I found. So there's yellow spray paint all over the engine, which only means one thing. It's come out of a scrappy. We've got 2 chopped wires here, which do go to that same loom. So let me get that plug. There we go. We've got an orange and a yellow. Come down into there. But there's nothing in the vicinity that could go to. So it's probably because it's got a different engine in it. But if we get this, follow that up. So we'll chase it the other way. Then goes into the plastic, across the box, and to the ECU. But yeah, I'm going to have a deeper look into that. So let's go and see where them wires go. Up top, we've got, there's that plug, joins into this, comes round, got the casing off. And I'm guessing that that's our wire. Nice thick orange one. There's nothing else on this side. We just got thick wires like that. And there's a yellow. And I'm not seeing a yellow in here yet. That very well could be it there. Anyway, we'll follow the orange for now. Just decided to get this off. And the fact that I can't even get it off isn't giving me much hope. All the bolts are out. It's welded with corrosion to that back plate. I'm hoping to get it off. There's a big hole in the back of it and it's all fried. And to get a bit of hope here now. Got it off. Absolutely nothing left of this. So obviously this is an area where water's getting. We've got a couple of rub marks in the wiring up there. So I'm going to get the ECU out, I'm going to get this off so I can check the wiring underneath the tray as well. Right, so I've done a little bit more digging here now. You'll have to excuse me voice, I've developed a bit of a cold while I'm working on this. So it's all starting to add up now. So we've got our plug for our solenoid here. Right, goes into the loom, chased all the wiring, nothing up with the wiring. Here's the wire. Then comes into this, and then this is the interesting part. Comes into this loom down here. And what does this feed? All the other codes that we've got. So one of them's for the turbo, one of them's for the exhaust. So I think we're on to something here. Got the ECU out. Plugs are fine. Can't see anything physically up with it. So let me just show you what I've found. So the way that I think this works, bear in mind I don't have a wiring diagram, that is why I've had to strip it. If I had a wiring diagram, I wouldn't have had to do that. But the company I work for don't supply them. I was lucky to get a fuse box diagram off them because they just don't do stuff like that where I work. So anyway, the way it works, all these systems get the power, then ping back and forth to the ECU. So we need to look into the power supply problem of this now, which is this. Now I did say in the start of the video, this has already been molested. So I've not really looked into this at all. But you can see it's been scrogged here, there, and there. So someone's had a look at it. So we're just gonna take a deeper look into that now. So we are currently battery on, ECU on, key on, right? And I've got this little diagram here. This is literally all I could get. So there's a few here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 on that side. So we've got 6 fuses here of interest. And we've got the locations of them and all that. So first one, main relay, fuse 1, 20 amp. Just got me test light on here. I don't really want to be putting power on this where there shouldn't be power. So that's why I'm using this. So I've got my test light on here now. It's a body earth. This here is the main feed for this fuse box. What have we got here? Let's see. So we've got 12 volts there. So it's getting power. At least that's one good thing. Now let's look at the fuses of interest. Next fuse we're going to look at is fuse number 5. Apparently it should be a 15 amp, we've got a 20 in there. And this does the ECU, the fuel pump, the additive pump and the diesel preheater. Right, we've got nothing to that one. Ignition is on. If I find a few with nothing to them, I'll crank it and then test it while it's cranking. But yeah, we've got nothing to that. Next, we've not got a code for this, but might as well check it anyway. Could stop it from starting. Mass airflow. This is fuse number 6, 10 amp fuse, and we've got power to that. So I'm thinking if we've got power to that while the ignition's on, we should have power to the other one while the ignition's on. Next we're going to be looking at fuse number 10. Should be a 30 amp fuse. We've got a 20 in ours. This is for the turbo regulator solenoid, turbo pressure control, ECU and a couple of other things. Yeah, got nothing on that. That's a good sign. I'm guessing that should be live for the key on, if it's for the ECU as well. Yeah, nothing on it. Next, we're looking at fuse 19, should be a 15 amp. We've got a 30 in there. Now this is for the diesel fuel preheater, mass airflow, again, ECU, and the EGR valve. So let's go ahead and probe. Fuse 19, nothing. So that one's dead as well. Last one, fuse number 20. This should be 10 amp. And we have got a 10 amp here. We've got a little bit of crust as well on the back of that. This one is for, again, ECU. Turbo pressure control. We've got a code for the turbo. So I'm going to pull that out now and let's see what it looks like. As I said, I didn't check it because it's already been molested. I thought someone would have already done the basics on it. But we've got nothing there. I don't know what. Fuse itself is fine. but you can see there's a bit of corrosion on the end of that. So it seems to me that the bottom half of this board is knackered. So if we check up here, fuck off. So if we check up here, we've got power up the top half. Got 12 volts here. So here's the loom I've just made. Got 4 wires twisted together going to that main live here. And then each branch off, wrapped around one pin of the fuse. So we now have direct power going to these systems where we're having trouble. So let's go and check that these fuses now have power. There's the main live. Got power to this fuse here. These 3 down the bottom. So I'm just going to do a full global scan again here now and see if that wiring that we've just done has made any difference. Good news is we now have 10 engine codes, but that's because the engine is in bits, and the one that I think was stopping it from starting is now not there. So because I've bridged that fuse box and give the fuse for the fuel pressure regulator power, that code's gone. It was a P0003. So engine management, that is gone. So I'm starting to lose daylight here. I think I'll bosh it back together and see if it runs. This right now is fully put back together to a certain standard. It's better than it was when I got it. Everything's wired back up. Air filters on, apart from the fact that it's smashed there. All that's left to do now, turn the key. Once it's dragged the diesel through, I'm hoping it fires right up. Would you look at that? Got an airlock there. Gonna let it warm up, hopefully it'll sort itself out. It's not ran for at least a year, so I'm expecting it to cough and splutter just a little bit, just feathering it here now so it doesn't stall. So that was short-lived. This leak off pipe I forgot about has obviously popped out. So I had to kill it, but at least for the 30 seconds it ran, it sounded sweet as a nut. And just like that, it's fully put back together. As you can see, it's took me a little while to find the parts, because you can't get parts for this at all. Now, I didn't film most of it because I was just pissing in the wind. I didn't take it apart. I didn't have half the bits. Now, the diesel leak, I've sorted that. I just got a set of pipes from the scrappy and replaced that clip. The blow on the exhaust, we fixed that. Got a heat shield as well because it didn't have one. It just looks a little bit better down there now. Airbox is on. I'll have to replace it because I'm not too confident in that repair. This wiring's all stripped down because I'm investigating another fault. As you can see, there's bare wires. But that's a video for another day. cage on the ECU has been replaced and resprayed. Now the ECU takes me to another problem which I only found when editing the footage. I'll take you to that in a minute. Drains have been replaced so the water goes down the bottom and not on anything it should do. And the main thing is the fuse box. I've replaced that with a second-hand one. The thing with these is, if this number does not match, it will not run, as I've found out. Fuse box was 190 quid, and this lid was £40. But without that lid, you're going to be spending £200 every time it rains. So I don't think 40 quid's too bad really. I tried to get one from the scrappy and just couldn't get one. So I tried to get one of these for weeks and weeks. Went to Peugeot, the 340 quid brand new. Got there, the numbers didn't match. And once you buy it, you can't take it back. So it weren't worth the gamble. So I've got a second hand one. Engine bay is put back together. Just gonna interrupt the video. A little bit of advice here. These things, I thought, I'll take it apart and see if I can swap out one of these relays or whatever they are. Find out which one's not got power going through it. But there's no chance. This thing is a throwaway unit. I've already got the new one by now, so I weren't worried about breaking it. But there's no way of getting this apart without breaking it. As you can see, it's all moulded together. And I think what's happened to this one, as you can see there, it's all green. This is at water ingress and it's fried. One of these units, see that fuse terminal there? That's green. They're all green. So that's what's gone on with that one. It's got a bit of water in it and fried it. They're not repairable and your numbers have got to match. So let me show you the outcome of all this hard work. And this is the thing that I didn't notice. I was told it's got 140,000 miles on. It has actually got nearly 500,000 miles. So I'm thinking it's had an ECU kit because the tray for the ECU has been chopped. The door handles on the back are dodgy and the keys all knackered. So I think someone's effort to try and get this van running was to put an ECU kit on it, which is an ECU, a matching key and a set of locks. And that's why the mileage is different. And again, that's the result of not doing the basics and checking that fuse box, as I made the mistake first hand. There we go, fires up straight away now. But as I say, I've got the key in my hand and I've just got the blade in the barrel there because the fob was knackered. So I've been out, bought a fob, but then the blade won't go in the fob. But yeah, it actually runs really nice for a van with 500,000 miles on it anyway. Obviously, I'll have to get it clocked so the mileage matches the MOT. Pairing like an absolute kitten. That's what you wanted here. No knocking, no tapping, no diesel leaking out either. One thing I will say is it absolutely stinks because it's been getting force-fed brake cleaner and easy start while other people have been trying to get it going. We've still got all sorts of other faults to look into with this van. We've got an ABS light, we've got an intermittent airbag light, so stick around for them. But anyway, if you liked the video, go ahead, leave a like, don't forget to comment and make sure to subscribe so I can catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.